Okay, good. You can go ahead.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Mama Martin's Kitchen, my first live on YouTube, on my channel on YouTube.
Hey everyone, I know you're probably like, what in the world? She's over here too, but just can't get rid of me. I'm on Daily Dell, I'm on Mom Martin's Kitchen. But you already know when it comes to technology, I'm the mastermind behind that. So this is my mom's first live stream. As you're coming in, say hello if you feel compelled to say hello. Invite some friends. And my mom is making oxtail today. So this should be very yummy and interesting and all of that good stuff. So I'm also going to be asking her get to know me questions. She's never done a get to know me, so you guys are going to get to know her on a deeper level when I ask these questions. I have a list of literally like hundreds of questions, but I'm just going to scroll through and pick whichever one resonates with me. And my mom's going to answer and stuff. So she'll be moving around in the background. Hopefully, she should be able to stay in the frame for most of it, but we're just going to take it from there. So let me pull up these questions real quick. And then we're going to go ahead and get started. If you're catching the replay, again, don't forget to like and share the video and subscribe if you haven't for more tasty recipe videos. We literally sat down a couple minutes ago and created the rest of the content schedule for the rest of the year. And it's going to be exciting. So you don't want to miss out. Make sure that you are following. All right, I'm pulling up the questions. And then we'll be good to go. All right, the first question is, what is your full name? You don't have to give the middle name if you don't want. You can just say first and last.
Constance Martin.
Okay. What does your name mean, if you know? I'm going to try to sit on this chair, y'all. You might just see the top of my head, though.
Well, I don't know what it means. I know my Constance, I was named after my godmother. Martin is my married name. My maiden name was Durant.
Okay. Okay, so you answer that question. Are you named after anyone? That's cool. Let's see. If you had to change your first name, what would you change it to?
I don't know, because I like my first name. I never thought of that. But my mother's name was Cyril. I might use that. Or my grandmother's name, Margaret.
Yeah, I can't see you as a Margaret, but the next question is, where are you from?
Guyana, South America. It used to be British Guyana, and it's now the Cooperative Republic of Guyana.
Nice, nice. Well, where did you grow up? So I guess you could give the village.
Oh, I was born at Friendship on the east coast of the Demerara. That's a part of Buxton, which is the big village. It's divided into two, Friendship and Buxton. And I was born in Friendship. I grew up there. And the first time I moved from Friendship was 1972.
Okay, hold on. I'm just putting this comment. I always put an introductory comment. Let me try to lower this down so y'all can see me as I sit, because the way my back is set up, this standing up is just not going to cut it for a whole hour. All right. What are your best characteristics?
Well, I'm a perfectionist. Anything around me has to be perfect, and anyone around me have to follow rules, because I get very, very upset when people think they can do anything and get away with it.
Yeah, that's really annoying. I don't like that either. Let's see. What else? That's it? That's your best characteristic?
Well, that's it. That's one of the most important ones. I love I love to see everything in place, cleanliness, because I was raised cleanliness is next to godliness. So I love everything around me to be clean. And then I love family. Family is big for me.
Yeah, family is a huge deal.
I love family, and especially when they they learn and they understand that family is not about what you can get from a family member, it's about love, and that's very important to me. Honesty, caring, sharing,
Hmm.
because if you have somebody needs it, you help them. Because to whom much is given, much is expected.
That part. And that's what people don't understand. Okay, so next question. Which of your parents are you closest to or were you closest to? Because both of them are deceased.
It was kind of equal to me, but my father, he um, he was a little bit more because I am the oldest child, his first child, and he was in his upper 30s when I was born.
Mm.
So he was. It was all about me because it's my first sibling was born 3 years after me. So it was always about me. And he loved girls, but my mother and I had a unique relationship. As I grew older, we became friends, and anything she knows or I know about anybody, because we don't gossip with strangers, we gossip with ourselves.
That's the safest way to do it.
And then we would talk about it, and laugh about it, or whatever the case may be. And then my father passed away, and so it was my mother and I, and we became a team. So we got extremely close.
Yeah, I could definitely understand that. But that's good that you're close to both of your parents. It's kind of like what I tell people when they ask me if I'm closer to you or dad, and I say like I'm close to both of you in different ways. Like when it comes to I guess like everyday closeness, like you and me are closer, but dad and I were closer in like a different way. Or are because he's still alive. Like when you say are,
Yeah,
are closer in a
no
different
one
way.
that so quickly.
Exactly. Um, the next question: what relative was important to you growing up, and why?
Oh, my grandmother, my maternal grandmother,
And why?
because she was a perfectionist like I am, and I learned a lot of things from her in terms of your dignity and my mother was there, but my mother was an only child, and so she gave all her time to us. So I got very close to her because I was the first grandchild, and the cooking, my mother could have cooked, but my grandmother's who taught her. My grandmother took me under her wings and she taught me because everything that I cook that's Guyanese, I learned from her, the baking, the cooking, everything. And she always liked to see me um, dressed up nicely, and she was active in the church and she sang in the choir, so she made me sing in the junior choir. We were very close.
Okay. So before we get to the next question, do you want to tell people what you're exactly doing right now? Oh, don't worry yourself.
Yeah, I'm making an oxtail, and right now the oxtail is in the pressure cooker because it has to pressure, it will be hard. So it will take about probably about 45 minutes
Oh,
to pressure to
come in a little
soft.
closer. I just realized you're kind of out of the front.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, it will take about 45 minutes to get to what it should be, and then I will put it into the frying pan, and then I make the stew, and that you will see how I'm doing it. But and behind it is my kettle. When I'm cooking, I always have on my kettle with boiled water and hot because I do not throw cold water into cooking food. It's always
Yeah,
has
that's
to
not
be
a good
boiled.
look. You always want to have some boiling water.
Yes.
Okay, so the next question is let's scroll down a little bit. What is your biggest accomplishment? Brag on yourself. I'm gonna turn on this TV a little while you while you answer that.
Well, from talking about now or all my life or
You could name it all. You got 70 years worth of.
oh yes, I'm old. I'm a few weeks away from 71. Well, I was the first child and the oldest girl. I went to piano lessons. I did the Royal School of Music examination. That's an exam out of London. I passed all of them with distinction. I played at all of the Music Teachers Association concerts in Guyana, which used to be held at Queen's College. I wrote common entrance, and then I passed common entrance is your your entrance exam into high school in Guyana. It has to be taken by everybody of the age group 10 or 11, and you do that exam, and then when the results comes out, depending on your performance, you are awarded schools. And I went to Bishop's High School, which was Guyana's top high school. We had 5 Bishops, which was all girls, Queen's College, all boys, St. Joseph's, all girls, St. Rose's, all girls, and St. Stanislaus, all boys. And then you had all the other high schools that were co-educational. And I went there, and I left there, I became a teacher. And I taught at St. Anthony's RC for a while. And when I was there, I was in the Bible club, the music club, the choir, you know, especially at Christmas when we would sing all the Negro spirituals and that kind of stuff. And I became a teacher. I was also active in the Methodist Church, which my grandmother, my father, my mother, they were active in church. They were ardent church workers. And I sang in the junior choir, as I said. Granny made me do that. And we would do decorations at the church, and I got to show off my cooking skills since I was about 11, because they were always having fundraisers at the church. And back in those days, the young people were sent to do these things, and you weren't asked if you wanted to do it. You were told you had to do it. And so we would go to cook and decorate and so on. A lot of the tea parties used to be held at the Young's residence. So we would go to Teacher Julie, and we would decorate. We made the flowers from crepe paper, and we would do all the stuff for the tea parties, the bouchées, the pastries, the sandwiches, and all those good things. And we would do. So I got a lot of practice and to show off my cooking skills since I was 11, because Granny made me do that. She always volunteered me to go and do these things, because she said practice makes perfect. So I was able to do that. And then when I became a teacher, I loved it at Christmas time, because then I got to bake all of the nice things for my children, my students' Christmas party. Back in those days, the teachers hosted the parties. We paid for it out of our pocket. We cooked. Or if you couldn't cook, then you ordered the food. But I used to cook for my students, and we would have the big Christmas parties and the gift exchanges and so on. And I also loved staying in the afternoons and giving extra lessons to the students who were weaker, because I had the class. I started teaching kindergarten, and then I was moved up to teaching the class for that very exam that I said is the entrance examination into high school, the common entrance, and I became common entrance teacher. We had over 100 students and 3 teachers. And I used to stay back in the afternoons after 3, from 3 to 4, and work with the ones that were weaker. And on Saturdays, I would go from Saturday mornings after I finished doing my laundry. I would go down from 9 to 12, and I would teach. But all of this was for free, because, you know, parents didn't have money to pay. And even if they did, I liked doing what I was doing. So I never had a fee. I would go and I would do it. And I didn't regret it, because when the first year I taught the class, when the results came out, our school in the district we were in had the highest amount of students that went off to the 5 top high schools. So I didn't regret it. I had a lot of fun doing it. I was proud of our accomplishments. And I was also strict, because I didn't allow people to get away with things in my class. You had to do your homework. You had to do your work. Every night you had 39 words that you had to learn to spell. And when you come in the morning, you have to I could call those 39 words at random, and you have to write it, and you have to get it right, because if you get more than 2 wrong, you get punished. And I would do dictation. I just pick up any book, and you get out your exercise books, and I call a passage, and I'm calling it slowly, and you have to write what I said. And then I would collect the books, mark it by the end of the day, and you were not allowed to have more than 2 mistakes, because that tells me that you are doing your work, you're learning, and if you're not learning, I am there, and you can ask, because you will be taught if you ask. Okay. And then I got older, and life, married, children, coming to America.
All of that, right? We could be on here all night talking about 70 years worth of accomplishment. You guys will be here for the next 70 years. Okay, so the next question is, who is your favorite person in the world? I think we all know that that's me, so we can move on to the next. Choose wisely, but well, who's your favorite person in the world for real though? Your most favorite person in the world?
Well, my most favorite person in the world was my mother, but she's dead. And now I have kids. My children claim that I love my son the most.
Yes, and if
you're watching Junior,
it's fact.
That's what they say.
Everybody knows this. Mom denies
that's not true.
She denies. Listen, all of you out there, comment below or in the chat if you're here. And if you have an only brother in the family, and if he's the oldest too, tell me your experience. If the parents let him get away with murder, if he is the favorite, if he got the harshest, because I feel like it's either end of the coin. Sometimes you meet families where there's one son, he's the oldest, and it's like he is just the star. He can do no wrong. He gets away with way more than the girls and the younger ones. Or he gets the harshest, where it's like he gets no slack. He's expected to be perfect. He's expected to save the day for everybody. So let me know in the comments, or let my mom know, because it's her channel. Okay, let me know. Let us know, because I help her with the comments and stuff like that. But yeah, comment down below and let us know your experience. So, so who's your favorite? Because that was a tangent. But did you even say?
I said my mother.
Oh, okay, but she's dead. But her kids basically, and grandkids.
Yes,
we can't find out one.
Yes, I have 3 grandsons, no granddaughters. 3 grandsons, and they're all favorites. And they all have the same characteristics. Christian is the youngest. Skip is the oldest. He's 17. Ronald is 15. And Christian is going to be 5 in a few days. But Christian is my best. It's a shame that a 70-year-old woman going on 71 best friend is a 5-year-old who can carry on a conversation for more than about 2 minutes.
And he's very possessive. And fun fact, their birthdays are exactly a month apart. My son is November 2nd, because Christian's my son. My son is November 2nd, and my mom is December 2nd. So they're exactly a month apart. And yeah, they are attached to hip. And they kind of look alike too. So, because when I gave birth and he came out, I was like, why do you look like my mom? Like, what in the world? Awkward. But yeah, so moving right along. Next question, what is your favorite cultural activity?
Well, back in the day, and I think they still have it in Guyana, was the steel band that was played through the village, and everybody was dancing behind the steel band every big holidays like Christmas and stuff. That's a cultural activity, and they celebrate Ghana Day in Guyana, which is the first of all the first. Monday, I think it is in August. It changed. It used to be the first. I think it's the first Monday now. And they have big cultural events and so on. We now have carnival. Carnival was in Trinidad. We didn't have carnival back in the day, but we had steel band for different occasions and the masquerade at Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing. The long lady and everybody out in the street throwing money at them and they're dancing to the whole village. It used to be really nice.
Yeah, they have. Oh, and you got real quick. You want to let people know, how do you know when your meat is done pressuring? Because I know not everybody knows how to use a pressure cooker, so I'm trying to throw in some.
Well, back in if we had time, back in the day, Granny didn't have, there was nothing in pressure cooker. Pressure cooker came into being when I was young, and She used to boil that thing for 6 hours. So you want to go in and so you just take a knife, a knife with a point, with a sharpish point, like this, and you put it in it, and you lift it up, and it will move.
What, the lid?
The meat.
Oh, but how do you know, like, how does the pressure cooker notify you? Does it start?
Oh, the pressure cooker will notify you. You have to go time it.
Oh,
You have
okay.
to time it. It will keep doing that noise, and then when you think it is soft enough, you take it off the fire, and then you release it. Lift this and release it. I don't do that anymore because that could be dangerous.
Yeah.
I take the pot, I put it in the sink, I open the cold water, run it slowly in it, and then open it big, and all of the steam comes out. Then I open it and I test the meat.
Oh, okay.
And if it's not soft enough, I add more hot water, put it back on, and keep doing that.
Oh, okay. All right. So moving right along, what is your favorite drink?
Ginger beer. Home, no, not the one they sell in the store, in the bottle. The homemade ginger beer.
Oh, okay. I like sorrow. If I could choose between Caribbean drinks, between ginger beer, Marby, and sorrow, I like sorrow.
And I love sorrow too. I like all three, but I love ginger beer the most. And then I would drink Marby over sorrow. Why? Because it's of the bitterness.
Yeah, I don't like the bitterness.
And most
like
young
sorrow.
people don't like everything. But there are other drinks like pine. One of these days I'll teach you guys how to make some of these homemade drinks. Pine
Oh yeah,
drink
we have a
from the
lot of
pine
exciting
skin.
stuff coming up. Like
All this kind
a
of
lot
stuff.
of exciting stuff coming up. So, what is your favorite food? That's the next question.
Coconut rice and chow mein.
Yeah.
Don't
I
say
can't stand chow mein.
I
We're gonna
know,
do a
I don't
recipe
like
video
chow.
for y'all though. That's in the content calendar before the end. Well, probably before the end of the year, because some weeks we might have 2 uploads in a live or something if we get it out in time. But yeah, chow mein. I'm very particular about how it's made. It's got to be made a certain way for me to eat it. You know, you can't just throw it together, right? I don't.
Yeah, but chow mein is a throw together dish.
No, I mean you throw it
It's a
together
it's a
with leftovers,
dish,
but I
yeah.
mean like it has to taste like you actually took your time and stuff like that. Okay, next question. What is your favorite genre of music?
I don't know what you call it. Back in the day, I used to like the post calypso
Yeah.
because that's our thing. And then I used to like the kind of music like Whitney Houston and these people sing.
Oh, like
But
I guess
it's
that's like
R&B
pop
or
music,
something.
R&B, top 40 type
Yes,
stuff.
all those old timers.
Yeah, like soft rocky type
Mhm.
stuff. Okay, so what is your let's go down a little bit. What is your favorite time of day?
I like early mornings. Very like you wake up like 4 o'clock, and then you get because you accomplish so much.
Yeah.
You get up, everybody's sleeping in your house, the neighborhood, and everything. You can accomplish a whole lot.
Yeah.
It's so quiet.
I like that late night into early morning time too. But I'm more of like a stay up late versus get up early. Even though that's changing now. All right. What is your favorite restaurant?
Well, you got to be talking about America. Because back in the day, because I'm from back in the day, my favorite restaurant in Guyana was Brown Betty because it was them or Palm Court. And Palm Court is not just a restaurant, it's a lot more. But Brown Betty was good because going home from school, I passed it every day. You could stop and buy cone and burgers and whatever. But in America, what's my favorite restaurant? I love Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah, I feel like you can never go wrong with Cheesecake Factory.
Right.
If you go there, you can't find something to eat, then you just need to knock off.
Something is wrong with you.
Because the menu is super expensive. There's something for everybody. They got tons of delicious cheesecakes. I mean,
And it's affordable.
yeah.
Now I love Fogo de Chao, but it's not affordable.
Yeah, Fogo de Chao is expensive.
It's
Restaurants like
$50
that.
something, $60 a person.
Right, that's
So
a splurge. Okay, next question. Are you more inclined to build, oh wait, no, wrong one. Are you more likely to avoid conflict or engage it head on?
No, if I can avoid getting into conflict, I will. But if you persist and I have to come head on for you to get it, I'm not going to stop until I win at any cost.
Yeah. Okay, this is a fun one. Can you close your eyes and raise your eyebrows?
Huh?
You gotta close your eyes and raise your eyebrows at the same time.
Your eyebrows is all the way up in.
Yeah, but you have to close your eyes and like raise them at the same time.
I don't know if I raised anything.
I think you did, but it looked like you were squinting more. Okay, next question. Can you do a split?
What is a split?
When you go on the floor and your legs are like flat out on the ground, or they're like, you know how people go on the ground and like one leg is in front and one leg is behind, or they'll be like, but you're all the way on the ground, like.
You mean like this?
Yeah, but you're all the way on the ground. Don't even try it before you
You have to kneel down?
No, like you're all the way on the ground.
You have to lie down?
No, like your legs are flat. Your legs are flat across the ground.
Oh.
Like that's why I said don't even do it. Just stand up before you get an injury. Yeah,
but you see the back, I can't go far.
But you would have to be all the way down, like basically your crotch would have to be on the ground.
No, when see, they would have to, if they want to come see me at the hospital and send me flowers.
Okay, next one. Let's go down a little bit. Excuse me, y'all. Sorry, I woke up way early this morning and didn't sleep much last night. Do you sleep with the lights on or off?
I have to have at least a night light. Total darkness now.
Do you prefer people that give it to you straight or temper with their words? Basically, people that just are straight shooters or people that beat around the bush, and why? Straight
shooters, because then that's honesty. You're telling someone where they falter, what is not going to work and what will work. I hate fake people. Because if you're going to be tempering your words, you fake. Because you're tempering your words for whatever reason. How can I learn from my mistakes if you're not going to tell me it is a mistake or,
exactly.
You just can't do this.
And I feel like being a straight shooter doesn't mean you have to be rude.
Exactly.
Some people are like, well, I just say what's on my mind. It's like, no, you're rude. Like you have no class. You don't have any tact. Like you can deliver yourself with tact and a sense of diplomacy, but still be honest.
Exactly. Honesty is the best.
Because you don't want to tear someone down either. Because I can't stand people like that. Like I just call it how I see it. No, you need to work on that. So you're tearing people down and all that. All right, next one. Do you have a hidden dream that you've never shared with anyone? I guess they mean like a life goal or something. I don't know.
No, I don't even know if I ever told anybody this, but like one of my dreams, I've told y'all the other day recently about I always had a dream that I want my name up in lights. And I'm not saying about it. And I wanted to live in a big house, and I had three cars that I always wanted to have when I have my big house, and none of it is Lamborghini because I didn't exist when I was young. It's a Bentley, a Jaguar, and a top of the line Mercedes Benz.
Classic top of the line cars.
Yes, and to have enough money that I can feed people every day. Mm-hmm. People who cannot afford to buy food, I can have a kitchen, and anybody and everybody, I don't have to ask your business, can come and eat. And then, I can give food to people who are less fortunate for their kids.
Like a food kitchen.
Yes. That was always my dream, and it still is, because I have a family foundation for my parents, and we do these things every year, but we do it in a small scale because it's just me and my siblings. So far, we don't have fundraisers and stuff. So like Christmas is coming, we do food baskets for the poor and the elderly, and back to school, we do back to school and so on. It's not big because the money comes from us. Mm-hmm. And that was always, a goal. Just share to get close to children. And now I can't see the south, but if I could still see, I was still dresses for little girls and stuff. I always had this feeling that I should do extremely well and be able to help the world if it's possible.
I feel that. You answered that one. Okay, so let's keep going. As you guys can hear, the meat is still pressuring.
Now it's
So-
the water low.
Sure. Always gotta pressure your meat because you don't want to be chewing meat forever and ever and ever. Like I've had beef stew from people or just different meat dishes, and it's like, bro, like I can't barely chew this.
That's it, man. If you don't have a pressure cooker, because I don't know, some people don't even know that you could buy a pressure cooker in the store.
Yeah,
If they, but if you don't have that, you have to boil it. As I say, Granny used to boil that thing for 6 hours, and I'm not boiling that for 6 hours.
yeah. Oxtail is good though. Like comment below too if you've ever had oxtail stew and if you like oxtail, because I know they eat it pretty prevalently in the South and of course in the Caribbean and Africa, different parts of Africa and stuff. They eat it. So let us know. And it's basically the cow tail. It's not like actual tail from an ox or anything like that.
No, it's not a cow.
All right, so let's see. This isn't on the list, but I just thought of this. What is an interesting fact about you?
I don't know. I'm interested. Most people think I'm bored.
Well, I tell people all the time, an interesting fact is that you work on the Jim Jones case in Guyana.
Oh yes,
That was an infamous case, y'all.
yes. One of the what's her name? The congresswoman. She's still in the Congress now, from California. What's her name? She was in the Jim Jones thing,
Oh,
and it was her and the congressman that died and his wife. They flew in the same day with me to Matthews Ridge on the plane because I was going back to Matthews Ridge because I was working out there with the regional supervisor out there, and I was going back, and the wife of the senator who really was the person who got the correspondence about Jim Jones and everything was she sat next to me. And then she asked me my name, and I told her my name, and I told her that she asked me, look, why am I going in there? I said, I work there. I said, my father is a minister in the government, and I told her his name, and she said, oh yes, we heard of him. And then we started talking, and she invited me to go in. She told me why they were going, and she invited me to come in because she said they're doing diplomacy and so on. And then they're gonna have a big dinner this Saturday afternoon, and I can come, and I'll sit at their table. And I said, okay, I'll think about it. But when I mentioned it to my father, he said that you can't go because you forget that we have the conference in Morocco, and we have to leave out the day before. I said, oh, okay. I said, so how do I tell her? He said, well, you won't be able to tell her like that, but you wouldn't be able to go. Well, I couldn't tell her, and I was never able to tell her because she was dead. And we left the Friday, and we went off to Morocco to the conference. And the Saturday afternoon, we were having early evening, and we were having dinner because we were going to have, that was the climax of the thing, and we were going to have the end of the conference with the dinner, and then just dancing and having fun and so on, and then we come back the next traveling back to Sunday. And while we were having dinner, we got this phone call, and we were told that we got to go down to the other end to the office. So we went down there, and then when we went down there, we found out, they said, there's a problem in Jonestown. They think everybody is dead. Jim Jones killed the people. I said, oh, Jim Jones going to kill the people. There's a lot of people living in there, over thousands of people living in there. So how is he going to kill the people? I didn't know the man was a criminal. And we said, okay, keep us posted. And the person who called was Dulcie Basilio. She was the person in charge of the switchboard and stuff, and so she call and she told us. She called us back. It didn't take very long for her to call us back and tell us what went down. He poisoned all the people because they were telling him that he could not have the people there, which, looking back, they were prisoners and it was a cult.
Yeah.
They had to do what he said. Whatever he said they had to do. They got some, these people were people with big retirements and stuff, but I don't know, they must have been lonely to follow that food. But to Guyana, you are Americans, why are you going to live in the bush in Guyana with some man that you don't even know? But anyway, they had big pensions and so he was controlling everybody. Because thinking back, they would come out to our office when packages come and so on, and they would be dressed nice. But they were always talking, everything was about him. And I'm thinking, well, why are you talking about him all the time?
Brainwashed.
But I didn't know much. So the government knew him and I guess his history, but I didn't know anything about him, neither did my father and lots of other government officials. But we said, okay, keep us posted. And before the end of the night, we found out he poisoned everyone. And but they couldn't find him. And 2 Guyanese died. These were 2 young boys that worked in there that did the lawns and stuff. And they were in there and gave them the Kool-Aid, put the stuff in the Kool-Aid. They did have the big dinner spread and everything, and then they finished eating the Kool-Aid. So now, well, we couldn't do anything about that, but we could not go back by plane anymore because the plane was shut down at the airport at Port Kaituma, and we have to go by speedboat. Well, that was not a good look. So we flew from Moruca to Mabaruma by plane, and then from Mabaruma to Port Kaituma, we had to take a speedboat. That was the worst thing I've ever done in my life. Because we had to go a little bit into the Atlantic, and then when the tide was getting real high tide, we had to come back in and do the rivers. And then they tell us the water in the river would go down by a certain time once the tide stopped going down, and we're coming through these rivers, not so wide rivers, and you got bush on this side and bush on that side, and any kind of snake could come out and bite you. But we got to where we were going safely, and we overnight, and the next day we continued our journey. Well, that was a sight. When we got to Port Kaituma, the vehicles were waiting for us with the police and the army and stuff and whatever. And they said some people will drive, but they will take my father and I with a helicopter. And they started the driving, we started flying. As we flew and we started to get over to Jonestown, these dead bodies were laying there in line. Now this is has to be a sick man. They were lined up like, you know, when you look at new cars on a lot, how they have it neat, that's how these people were lined up. Everybody face down. And we flew over. By then it started to smell, because this happened since Saturday night, since Tuesday. And we flew over, and then they landed the helicopter, and we had to start walking. And as we walking, we had to jump over these dead bodies, and we kept walking, and we kept walking. And my father said, you want to continue walking? I said, yes, I want to see if I see this congressman and his wife. And we continue walking, they give us masks and stuff and so on. And then I saw her.
Wow.
And I said, that's her, and that's her husband. The congresswoman that was on that flight with them is Jackie Spear. That's her name. Okay. She's still on Capitol Hill.
What?
She's still on Capitol. She didn't die. Wait. She got shot, but she didn't die.
Oh, so wait, she didn't drink the Kool-Aid?
It seems that.
So she must have not.
They must have, because they said some people had left to go out to the plane to leave before the drinking of the Kool-Aid, and some people didn't drink the Kool-Aid. Some people got shot. The people who didn't drink the Kool-Aid, he shot them, because he had a lot of inchmen. Wow. You know, the people who stupid and anything you tell them they believe and that kind of stuff. But he had those kind of people, and they all had guns. So people were shot, and the congressman and his wife, they were shot.
Wow.
because they were in the they were shot at the airport because they had already left on the Land Rover and go out to the plane to leave.
So they had a feeling, or they just happened to be leaving?
They just have to start leaving.
Oh, but then you said he threw an event with his Kool-Aid, though, right? Like
Yes, he had food. Food.
Wow.
It was a big event for all the people because he gave the people in there that were living in there the impression that this is a celebration.
Wow.
So these people were dressed to kill, by turn. But because as you walk into, you see them. That's when the sun the best.
That's just sick.
And they never found it because they said that there was some tunnel that he built. It was under Jonestown, which was a lot of acres of land. So he didn't get a land by buying it, and he didn't get it by osmosis. He got that because he got that from the top officials in the government.
Yeah.
They had to have given it to him. And then they had all these houses.
Yeah,
And
it was like a whole city.
The whole city, he had his own. Back then, we didn't have television in Ghana. He had television in there.
Yeah.
Because he had his own satellite and the whole thing. Because after they cleaned up the place, actually cleaned it up, 3 months later, we went back to see the place because they wanted us to go in and see and to help make a decision what they're going to do with the place. I don't know who they think wanted to live there, but
yeah, I think the land is still empty to this day.
And we found they had lots of machines. They used to make carpets. They used to make bags, all kinds of.
I'm sure they should turn that land into a memorial.
I think so too.
And just memorialize the people that lost their lives there.
I don't know if the government know the name, but that would be nice. Yeah, because who's gonna live there?
And honestly, they should have a museum about this. Maybe not on the land itself, because that would be creepy. But just somewhere in Guyana, they should have a museum about this.
In Fort Kaituma.
There is one?
No, got a lot of land.
Oh.
This is the interior.
Oh, yeah, so they could put a museum
land.
up and just, because I'm sure people would travel to see, people travel to Guyana now anyway, but I'm sure people will go see that, because it's an interesting tale. But I heard on this Netflix documentary that he died, because on some anniversary, whether it was the 30th or something.
Is there now?
That's what they said. It was some big anniversary, either the 20th or 30th. Because when did this happen? What year did this happen? We should be like 40 years in now, right?
It's a long time. This happened in because Daddy died in 79. I think this happened, so it's 77? I think so.
So yeah, we're over 40 years in now. So it wasn't the 40th then. It might have been the 30th. They did like a big. They released a bunch of documentaries and stuff like that.
Yes, at that time they did that. And then they said, the man, I did not know that you could get those masks thing and change your face.
Right.
I see that on TV in America with, movies. But they said he had a lot of those. So when he escaped that day, nobody would have known it's him because they said he had a lot of different looks. Because you see, I've never seen him and I've never gone into Jonestown.
Yeah.
I only know Jonestown from the people that came out to pick up their packages, which they came to the end to Dulce Basilio, and our offices were back on the other end. And that's when we saw that they were very friendly. And once they heard there was a new supervisor there, they came to introduce themselves to me and, this kind of stuff, whatever.
So
he must be dead by now.
There you have it, folks. But yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah, that was interesting. That was an adventure. That thing stayed with me for the longest while, dropping over there, people.
Okay, so let's find another question. Okay, this is interesting. How many days could you last in solitary confinement? And by the way, my mom is taking the meat out of the pressure cooker or checking it.
Yeah, I'm checking it. I'm trying to not let this thing steam up in my face.
But yeah, so how many days could you last in solitary confinement?
When is this solitary confinement? You mean without no food or anything?
Yeah, I think they mean like in prison, like that kind of solitary confinement where you have no windows, nothing, like you're just in a small room.
No. Maybe I'll put it off maybe 2 days.
Yeah, if it's like prison, I could do it for maybe 3 days, and after that, I'm like,
because that's no food, no this, no light. Now the no light will bother me because of my eyes.
But eventually it gets to your psyche. That's why a lot of people are fighting for prison reform because the conditions are worse than slavery. To be honest,
yeah, that's not necessary. What they do in prison is not really
not even necessary. But
it's just a little much.
But if I had to be confined like in a house like this, I mean, honestly, last year we got a taste of that, and that was. I'm trying to rethink how I felt last year. So when everything started happening first with the 19, because we can't say the full thing on YouTube, because yeah, but when everything started happening with the 19, I would say like the first 2 weeks, I was like, all right, this will be over with pretty soon. I got into my workouts. I was like, bet I could lose weight. And I did lose a lot of weight last year, I'm not gonna lie. Like I was just in good spirits. I was like, I'm gonna lose weight, I'm gonna work on my business. At the time I was just doing influencing and stuff. And then like 3-4 weeks, I was like, all right, like this is seeming like it's gonna last longer than I thought. And then like
this is how I'm testing it. This is not too bad.
Yeah,
but
that's how you test it.
Yes, it need to. In my mind, I need it a little softer than that. You see, I'm just putting.
You have to bring it a little closer because I can't really move the.
Can you see where I am?
Yeah, just move your hand closer when you lift it.
Okay. See, I just take the pointed knife and put it in. Make sure that it's, see, testing it to see if it's soft enough.
Because you want it to be like falling off the bone type
Right.
thing.
This is not bad, but I'm going to press it for another 10 minutes so it's really, really soft.
Yeah.
Because after that, the stew wouldn't take very long.
Well, y'all not going to be able to see the stew on live, but I'll capture it in video and upload it for you guys sometime within the next week or so. I'll upload it for you guys. But at least you're seeing the beginning process. And like I said, this is like we're just cooking, we're hanging out. It's like if you guys were sitting right here across from us at the island in the kitchen and we're just cooking and chatting it up.
Yes.
And we're going to do this every Friday. So I'll announce that at the end of this. But yeah, so if I had to be confined in a house like this, I'd say like after maybe a month, maybe 2, I'd be like, all right, I got to get out. Because I'm not a homebody. Like I like to go out. I like to do stuff, even if it's just to drive around. I like to stay home when I feel led to stay home. But if I'm forced to stay home, it's like, okay, this is driving me crazy. I got to get out of here.
Yes, I can. Like this, it has windows and you can, I did fine with COVID because I told myself that I'm not going out there to get COVID. I'm too old to be in some hospital and somebody pushing stuff up in my nose and all this kind of. And then you may live.
Yeah.
And then you live and become what? You come out and then you got all this ailments and somebody got to take care. I have a huge problem with that. Somebody got to take care of you and all. So I stayed in and I was fine with it because what I did was every day I cook because it gave me something to do. I bake a lot of bread until people told me, stop baking bread because there's a lot of bread to eat. Mm-hmm. I get fat. I'm baking bread, I'm baking cake, and all kinds of stuff I was doing. And then they would go out and do the shopping. And then come back in and then you have to wipe everything. That was annoying.
That was annoying.
Yeah, but
sorry.
I was all right with it.
Okay, so next question. How many countries have you been to?
Oh. I went to Trinidad, to Barbados.
Obviously, Guyana.
Well, Guyana, where I was born. Canada, Jamaica. Belize. Well, Tobago, I went to Tobago, but I was in transit. So I didn't think. I went to Puerto Rico,
Mexico,
St. Thomas. St. Martin.
Bahamas. Turks and Caicos.
Yeah, so I went to more countries than I thought.
Yeah, we're already at 12.
Where else? I'm trying to think. I think that's it for me.
Yeah.
Because I never went to Europe.
Oh, okay.
Y'all went to Europe.
Yeah.
You were Russian, honey.
So you've been to 12 countries. Okay.
And I come to America.
Yeah. Well, I think I counted that. But if I did 12 or 13, somewhere around there. So the follow-up question is how many cities have you been to? That's a lot. We'll count actual trips because if you just counted everyday life, like that's too many cities.
Exactly, yes. Just driving all willy-nilly and go to places.
New York, because you lived there for a time.
Yes, I lived there for a year.
DC.
We lived in Maryland. We lived in Virginia. But those are not cities, those are states.
Well, yeah, and we've been to many cities in each state, so I'm just counting like the big cities that everybody knows. New York, DC, Philly, because you came with me on my trip in middle school. Jersey City, um, Dallas,
Yeah.
Vegas. No, have you been to Vegas?
No, we didn't. No, I never
we
did.
didn't make it
We
there.
didn't make it to
Kansas City, though.
Yes, I went to Kansas City.
St. Louis,
St. Louis.
Fort Lauderdale, sort of, and Transville. You stayed a little bit.
No, we stayed in Fort Lauderdale and went to the Miami conference. We covered Fort
Oh
Lauderdale
yeah,
and
Fort Lauderdale,
Miami.
So that's 9.
Yes.
Orlando, that's 10. Obviously Atlanta, because we live here, 11.
Right.
Long Beach, that's 12.
Anaheim.
Anaheim.
In Maryland, what cities we went to?
Baltimore. I mean, even though people don't necessarily break their necks to make it to Baltimore, but
we used to go to Baltimore because
City.
Baltimore,
we
the
don't
Light
play
Fort was
Baltimore.
awesome.
We don't play Baltimore in the DC area. Well, that's 14, and then Virginia Beach. That's 15.
Yes,
Oh, Charlotte for my birthday.
yes, Charlotte, North Carolina.
Williamsburg. 17. Lexington, Kentucky, with my gospel choir.
Oh, that was such a long time. I never
That's 18.
And then we went to, of course, Richmond.
Yeah.
Roanoke.
Roanoke to 20. I mean, international cities, Toronto. We used to go there regularly. So yeah, you're at over 20 cities you've been to as far as vacationing.
International cities, all the countries we went to, we went to know more than one city in the country.
Yeah. Where would you like to retire?
Between Guyana and Canada. I wouldn't like to. Back in the day when I was young, I said I would like to retire. Have a retirement home somewhere in America, but not so much. Everybody gone crazy, so I don't need the nonsense.
Okay, next question. What is your usual bedtime?
I never went to bed.
Honestly, you just fall asleep.
Yeah, I sleep.
She'll go on the chase and she'll just fall asleep all hours of the day. Wake up. Then you'll eventually go upstairs like around 7 or 8, I feel.
Yes, and then I would hang out with Christian if he's upstairs. But most times I actually really turn to sleep after 11.
Yeah.
Maybe go in my room and settle down and stuff.
Okay, let's scroll down a little bit. What was the last thing you bought?
Yeah? Like what?
I guess anything.
Rare thing?
Yeah, just the last thing you bought.
I didn't know store to buy nothing major recently. The last time I went to actually buy something. Oh, the last, well, if it's in a store, was when I went about the mattress.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Again, because I went to the store for that. But the other things I bought online because of COVID.
Okay, so next question, what did you do for your last birthday? We'll probably have like 2 more questions after this.
Oh, my last birthday, my 10th birthday was nice. I had a whole photo shoot. That was awesome. Maybe I need to never just put that up on YouTube for you guys to see it.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Photo shoot from my 10th birthday. And then I was supposed to go on a 12-day cruise. Well, that was out the window because no one was cruising. So that had to be canceled. And then I was home during the day and I got so many phone calls from all my son's friends from high school, all the ones who used to hang out at our house, and even some of his friends that I don't even know, but he put on the post. And he had 498 birthday wishes, plus had phone calls from the ones that are like sons to me, and singing happy birthday. I want to know who sung better. Ask me who sing and who sung the best. And that was going on all day. And then Rondell put up the birthday post and we got 298 greetings. It's like, okay. We know so many people. Remember me. And then in the evening we went to dinner. We couldn't do much.
Yeah.
Because of COVID, we had to find a safe restaurant, a restaurant that I thought was safe enough. And we tried to go for the last shift, you know, when they're taking the last of the people. So it's calm and not too many people there. And that was basically it because we couldn't do much more.
Okay, so I lied and said there's one more question. I'm gonna do a couple of these either or questions and then make the announcement and then we'll be done. So these are all either or questions. Cats or dogs?
Which one I like?
Yeah, you have to pick one out of these next two questions. Cats or dogs?
I'm gonna stick with the dog.
Chatting or phone call? So I guess they mean like IMing, like on the computer, like messaging on the computer, or a phone call.
A phone call.
Cheat or be cheated on? If you had
What
to pick.
kind of question is that?
Oh man, do you want to be the heartbreaker or the heartbreaking?
I'm not a cheater. And I don't want to be cheated on.
You gotta plead the fifth.
But exactly.
Chicken or beef?
Beef.
Coke or Pepsi?
I think I have to go Pepsi more.
I think I like Coke more. I like the
And which
strong.
one is sweeter?
The Pepsi is sweeter.
Okay, well then the one that is not the sweeter one is the one
cool.
that I like.
Exceptional strength or exceptional intelligence?
Exceptional one?
Strength or exceptional intelligence?
I think I would go with exceptional strength because you can have a lot of intelligence in these people.
Yeah, that part. Forgiveness or vengeance?
Forgiveness.
Vengeance is the Lord.
Exactly.
He don't do them better than you ever could.
Exactly. I could just wear myself down and die from high blood pressure against that.
Free healthcare or free education?
Oh, that's not a choice. Free healthcare is, if you don't have good health, you don't get good education.
Yeah, I would go with free healthcare because
Yeah.
you could always self-educate if you have
Yeah,
to.
so time roll on over the years, you can keep going till you get to where you want to get to.
Halloween or Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day, any day.
Yep. Monopoly or chess?
Monopoly, I don't know to play chess, so I can't really play.
Same.
I know to play Monopoly.
Stripes or polka dots?
Polka dot.
Yeah, same here. Summer or winter?
Because I don't like winter or because I'm old, I have to put some with it before fall and spring.
Texting or phone calls?
Phone call.
Vanilla or chocolate?
Chocolate.
And the last two, would you rather be overdressed, always overdressed, or always underdressed?
Always overdressed.
Yeah, me too. I'd rather be overdressed than underdressed. And the last one, would you rather be a genius or really wealthy?
When I was young, I would have said genius. Now I would say wealthy.
All right. Well, that's it for this Get to Know Me, y'all. On the replay again, don't forget to comment down below any more questions you have. Maybe we'll do another one down the line. But also, like I said, we're going to be doing these lives every Friday. So if you like 4 p.m. Eastern, let me know in the comments. If you prefer an earlier time or a later time, let me know. I try not to go too late only because Fridays I am definitely on my Uber grind. But who knows, if this is popping enough, I might not have to do it. Of course, someone's going to call me on live. And it's probably some random number.
Yes.
But make sure you share this out, like, and if you like the video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and invite people to join us. We want the conversation to be active in the chat and stuff like that. And every week, so what I'm going to be calling this segment, what we decided on is food and fellowship. Because at first we were going to go with food and philosophy, but we're not always going to be talking about philosophical topics, so food and fellowship. So every Friday we're going live, we're cooking something. Maybe that thing will be in an upload later on too. Maybe not. It's not always going to be an upload. But it's basically, like I said, it's like you guys are right here in the kitchen with us and we're just talking. We're shooting the breeze as if you were sitting right across from us right now. How you would do if you're at your friend's house. You're cooking, you're talking, you're chatting it up or whatever. So we'll talk about all sorts of stuff. Since this is the first week, we just wanted to like get my mom familiarized with you guys and stuff. So we plan to talk about hot topics, all sorts of stuff. Like we're not gonna get too controversial, like too deep into politics or anything like that. But because that's just gonna get real messy. But we're definitely gonna talk about some interesting topics and light topics, hot topics, current events, whatever. Give our take on it. And just be honest. So we want you guys in the chat. We want you guys to chat it up with us. We want you guys to give your opinion in the live chat or in the comments. But anyways, like I said, that's it. So I will take the oxtail video for today because I know that's the recipe a lot of people gonna want. And we don't make oxtail like that because it's expensive. And so
exactly.
I'm going to.
It could be fattening too.
Yeah, that too. So you will see this recipe in another video. But until next Friday, enjoy your weekend. And you guys will see the upload next Wednesday. And you'll see that schedule and everything. So you want to say your...
Yes, thanks for hanging out with us. And I hope that you learned a little bit about me. And I had fun. Because I don't have too much fun. When you're old, you don't have too much fun. And I'm happy to do these live with you guys because I love to cook. I'm really my favorite, my hobby. And you will get the end of it because it's going to be finished pressuring in about another 5 minutes. And then I'm going to make this too. So Ronella is going to put that up so you guys can see the finished product.
And my son's making noise in the background. So
I'm Kristen is away.
But also, I'm a YouTuber as well. So if you want to learn about or see videos about business, faith, and life, I talk about all things life, all types of topics, whatever. Faith, I do Bible studies, live prayer, all that. And then I am going to get back into doing business masterclasses and, pretty soon having my membership on YouTube and stuff like that. So if that interests you, check me out at Daily Del. I'll put it in the comments here and flash it across the screen. And you can see me there. So
have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Stay blessed and be safe.
See y'all.